Hey, so I just posted, well, not just, but a while ago, but today, I posted on my threads that I didn't want to miss an opportunity to be brave. I didn't want to miss another opportunity to be brave. And then I go on threads, so I'm scrolling, and I saw a person, I guess, that I follow share that the era of the influencer is dead. Get on YouTube, no flashy intro, no perfect whatever, just share. Just share plain old, authentic, what you would want somebody to have shared with you. And so I said, ooh, that was fast. Is this my opportunity to be brave? I guess it is. Excuse the noise in the back, because that, I guess, is my neighbor's heating system. But I didn't want to miss another opportunity to be brave. And so I'm just going to share a quick story, something that also happened today. So I work at a club, and one of the members came up to me and they were looking sad. And I don't like to, especially if I'm familiar with the person and kind of how they are, I don't like to say, what's wrong? It depends. It depends on who it is, because some people, they be waiting on you. They be waiting on you to be like, what's wrong? And then they unleash. And so this person can kind of be like that, but also I do know that they've also really have been going through some things. And so, I was just like, what's up? And he was like, my mom passed. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And immediately connecting with that feeling, because my mom just passed back in July. Yesterday was 7 months that she passed. No, what's today? Today's the 11th. So the 9th, February 9th, it would have been 7 months. And it still feels like yesterday. It's still very fresh, very raw. And so he pulled out his phone and he was like, I need to get some pictures blown up. And he was like, but I don't know, like, what should I do? Should I just get a picture with me and her? Should it just be her? Should I do it with her and my dad? Is my dad gonna be mad? And I was like, I don't know. Is your dad gonna be mad? And he was like, probably. And I was just like, you know what? Do what you want to do. That was your mother. Do what you want to do. I told him my biggest regret in taking care of the final arrangements and things for my mom was that I didn't do more of what I wanted to do out of fear, out of trying to have respect and be gracious to members of the family. I wish I had done a lot more in certain areas, and I wish I had done a lot less in others. Going through the loss of anybody close to you is difficult, but going through the loss of your mother that thing hit different. That loss hits very different. I wish that I had done more. I wish that I would have had more boundaries. I wish that I would have listened to myself more. I wish that I had have cried more. I wish that I would have raised hell more. I wish that I would have done so many more things. I wish that I would have expressed so much more emotion than what I did. And not to say that I didn't, because I did, but I had anticipatory grief. And so while I was here in LA and my mom was at home, you know, back in Indiana, I was already going through my grief and mourning her, because I could tell, I could just feel it. I could just tell that something wasn't right. And so I was already going through my grieving pains before I even got home. And so by the time that I got there, and I'll never forget, I had called my pastor in Orlando, the church that I was going to in Orlando, and I told her what was going on, and she told me, be a daughter. Be her daughter. And I knew what she meant by that, and I knew that I had every right to show up in that capacity as a daughter, and I'm an only child. But when I got there, it was like I had to go in defense mode, because one of my mom's sisters towards the end had just gotten so rude and mean to me. And unfortunately, one of my aunts, the aunt whose house I was gonna be staying at, she fell asleep. And so when I got to her house, I'm ringing the doorbell, knocking on the door, and she not answering. And so it's like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, the only other person I know to call is her. And so I called her, and she came and got me. She didn't ask me how I was doing. She didn't say nothing. Like, it was all about how could my other aunt have fallen asleep. Not how was my flight, not how are you feeling, like nothing. Like, there was no care, no emotion, no anything. And so for that to be my reality going into getting ready to possibly see my mom for the last time, it was hard. It was like I had to be strong. Like I had to power through somebody else's lack of concern and care for me in a time when I needed it most. And so I didn't get the opportunity to cry. Not in that moment. I didn't get the opportunity to fall apart, to be really scared with a family member. And that hurt me. And so I went to her house, and thankfully the aunt who house I was supposed to go to, she ended up calling me early the next morning, or coming over, I don't really remember. But she came, and she came early. And I hopped up out of that bed so fast, got my stuff on, And my aunt, she took me straight to the hospital to see my mom. We went straight to the hospital and I saw my mom. And even in that moment, I still, because I knew that my mom wasn't doing great, because the doctor had called me and was like, you need to get here as soon as possible. So I knew that it wasn't good. But when I walked in that room and I saw her, it was still a part of me that just didn't want to break. I just didn't want to break. I just wanted to be there. I just still wanted to be strong. I just still wanted to believe that everything would be okay. Even though I knew in my heart that it wasn't. But it was like it was a part of me that just felt like I had to be strong. And I wish I hadn't have done that. I wish that when my aunt came and got me and then asked me how I was doing, I wish I had been like, you ain't gonna ask me if I'm okay? Like, it's like, I guess because I just didn't think that a person could be so cold. And so it's almost like you just don't even want to bother. You just want to get through it and be done with it to get to the next thing. Like, that's how I felt. Like, I know you don't care, so it don't even matter. But also it's that thing of just calling a person out on their inconsideration and their lack of empathy. Like, you ain't gonna even ask me if I'm okay? This your sister. This my mama in the hospital. And you right now know more of how she doing than I do. And you not gonna ask me if I'm all right? Her only daughter, her only child. And so it's like, I wish that I had said what I needed to say during that moment. And then when I was at the hospital with my mom, I did everything that I knew to do. I brought tweezers because I knew that she was a stickler about having any hair on her face. So I tweezed her. I massaged her. I did everything. I played her favorite preachers, her favorite music. Like, I did all the things that I knew to do. After being with her as her daughter for 40-something years, even though we didn't live in the same state, I knew my mama. And so I knew what to do for her in those final hours. And I have zero regrets about that. And so I say all that to say, the guy, when he was asking me, what should he do? I said, you do whatever you want to do. That's your mama. She ain't coming back. It's done. You're not gonna get to bury her again. You're not gonna get to funeralize her. You're not gonna get to do none of this again. Say what you wanna say, do what you wanna do, feel how you need to feel, because you don't get it back. And there are gonna be people around you who's gonna try to intimidate you, who's gonna have their opinions, they're gonna have their thoughts about what you should do, how you should feel, what you should be saying, how you should be going about things. You know, they're going to try to put pressure on you to do this, to say that, to not do this, to not do that. Do what is right for you. If you know that what you're doing is not being, I don't even want to say being disrespectful, because it don't even matter. Because a lot of the things that I felt like I was doing, by not being disrespectful, some people still saw it as me being disrespectful. So it's almost a situation, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. So you might as well do what feels good for you and feels right for you about the person that you love, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the one left holding the bag. I am the one that's had to come back to California and open mail and accept phone calls and do paperwork in regards to my mom's death. Nobody else. However, while I was there, I'm considering everybody, what they want, how this gonna make them feel. What, are you okay with this? Are you okay with that? And where did it get me? I'm still handling things on my own. Now, don't get me wrong. And I will preface this. My family did help me with some things. I did have friends that showed up for me in certain ways. And I'm grateful for that. However, when it came to expressing the type of emotions that I should have rightfully expressed as my mom's child, I didn't do that fully. I didn't do that fully, and I regret that. But it's okay, because now, 7 months later, I'm doing what I need to do for me. Because one of the constant messages that everybody, and I mean everybody, said to me was, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care. Take care. Take care. Take care. All right, girl, you take care. Take care. I had never heard that statement so much in my life until the weeks after my mom passed. Take care. Take care. Take care. Take care. Once I got back to LA, baby, that's when I allowed myself to break. That's when I faced and allowed myself to feel each and every emotion that I needed to feel. And with that, I started to take care of myself. And I took care, and I'm taking care, because it's active. Taking care is an active word, it's an active phrase. And I'm doing that. I'm taking care of me. And so taking care of me has looked like changing my phone number. Taking care of myself has looked like letting certain people know that the way in which they treated me was really messed up, was really awful, and I have no regrets. Because it's one of those things where it's like, if I can't say what I need to say when it comes to my feelings in this situation, literally my mama leaving this earth, then when? Then when? And the thing about it is, I have observed and I have seen people do what has been best for them, or what they wanted to do, or this is just them and how they are. in so many scenarios, for so many parts of my life. And you just begin to accept it because that's just who they are. Well, now is my opportunity for me to be just who I am. And I'm doing that. And so in talking to him and sharing with him to do what is best for him, he's so funny, he gonna say, I knew you would know. He was like, I felt it. He's like, I knew you would know. And I was just like, unfortunately, I hate that I do, but situations like this, they grow you up. They grow you up. Because you have to stand up for yourself. You have to stand up for yourself. And my mother was my mother, is my mother. Regardless of how anybody feel about it or feel about me, that was my mom. And I am so sorry that I let other people's opinions and projections outweigh my intuition and my feelings of how I needed and wanted to express my hurt and my pain at losing my mother. Because regardless of what transpired, I'm still a daughter. I'm still a daughter to that mother. That voice I don't hear anymore. That voice doesn't, those ears don't hear me anymore. And while it's wonderful to have people who have come into my life to say, you know, I'm here for you, I'm so grateful. But they still not my mom. Those conversations will never be what we had. And because of that, I will always have a pain and a longing for her. And to not fully express my emotion, my hurt, my sadness, my joy, my fear, my anger, my longing is something that I should have never had to experience. And so, if you have somebody that you love, and that day, unfortunately, it will come, show out for them. Show out for them. They loved you and you love them. It's only right, and especially if it's your mom, only, or a parent, only you know what relationship you all had, whether it was good or bad. It was your relationship. People can say what they want to say about me. I don't care. That was my mama. I was her daughter. We had our differences, we had our ups and downs, but we were each other's. And for anybody to try to make you feel bad about the things that happen or whatever the case may be, they don't get to do that to you. Death is final. It's final. And for a person to not understand that, trust me, they will when they gotta wear those shoes. Trust me, they will when they sitting in that funeral home. Trust me, they will when they picking out that casket. Trust me, they will when they standing next to the person that they love and they hear them take their last breath. Watch how they show out for theirs. Watch how they show out for theirs. So that's why I told him, you do what you want to do. You have every right to. And so, if and when the times come, don't be afraid. Know what your intentions are. Feel. Grief is love with now no place to go. And it happens so fast. It's so fast and it's so unexpected and it's so vulnerable. It literally will bring you to your knees. It will. However, yes, and it will bring you to your knees, yes, and you will get back up on your feet again. You may get up slower, you may get up wobbly, you may get up still with tears in your eyes, you may get up still wondering, how am I going to put one foot in the front of the other? God, been a very present help. Been the ultimate comforter. Been the earth, the unshaken foundation beneath my feet every day. Every day since I even found out that my mom had cancer. And so most definitely since she left this earth. Been the constant, the very constant and present help, God. My life has shifted and changed in a way that I had never imagined. I'm not the same person. You can't be the same person after that type of loss. I kind of remember who I was, but that feeling of who I was before losing my mother is gone. I'm another person. I look different. I feel different. The shift was real. And I would expect it to be. I would expect it to be. It's literally a traumatic event. I don't care what nobody say. It is traumatizing to lose a loved one, especially a parent, especially as fast as it happened. Like, literally a year ago, my mama was walking through my house. Literally, I'm coming home to her. Literally, her calling me on the phone, bring me some Chick-fil-A, go get me some McDonald's. And now, a year later, she's not here. And I'm just supposed to be fine? No. That's unrealistic. And the expectations that people had of me to show up in a way other than being a daughter and being hurt and being in pain and feeling literally my life shattered was unfair. And for me to hold myself together in order to keep the peace and to keep some sense of composure was not fair. And so, crash out respectfully. You deserve it. You deserve to let go. You deserve to feel everything you feel for the person that you love and that loves you. And that's what I told that member. That was your mom. You're her only son, her only child. Put up as many pictures as you want. Buy as many flowers as you want. Honor her wishes. I honored my mama's wishes. She wanted a closed casket. Had it been up to me, yes, it would have been open because she looked beautiful. The funeral home did the most amazing job. Big shout out to Guy and Allen Funeral Home in Gary, Indiana. They did an amazing job. Amazing. I couldn't believe, like, that in and of itself, just walking in to view her, I had so much anxiety and so much fear. And that morning, I had a breakdown because I did not know what I was about to see or how I was about to feel. And then I walked in that parlor and I saw her, and it was like, oh my God, you look so amazing. You look so beautiful. Oh my, like, it literally, it brought me joy. It made me laugh. It made me happy because I knew that was her fear. And that's why she wanted it closed, because she was afraid that she wasn't going to look like herself. But she looked better than like herself. I ain't no component of taking pictures at funerals or dead people. And I didn't take no picture, but sometimes I wish I had taken a picture. But I didn't want to see her like that. But she looks so amazing. She looks so beautiful. And so I honored her wishes and I kept her casket closed. And that was another thing. Her sister, make sure you had a casket closed. You ain't got to keep on saying that to me. See, that's the type of reaction that I wish I had. But trying to be polite, trying to be respectful, trying to be kind. I know, auntie. I know. Whereas, leave me alone. I don't need you to keep reminding me of that. Me and my mama, we done already discussed. And like I said, people don't know your relationship or what you have talked about. And so I don't need you in my ear in my time of mourning, in my time of processing all of this, reminding me of what I need to do. I'm okay. I got this. If there's a moment when I don't, I will let you know. However, in this, I'm fine. And so it's just things like that where people don't even realize you overstepping right now. I'm a grown woman. I got enough respect and honor for my mama and decency to honor her wishes in that way. So I really don't need that from you. What I needed from you was a week ago for you, a week ago. How you doing, Sophia? How was your flight? How you feeling? But no, you want to be in my ear about making sure I do what my mama said. Girl. And even talking about it now, you feel the tension, you feel. And so it's just things like that where people don't even realize how much respect you really are having for them. But yet they'll say you're disrespectful, you're this, you're that. No, Clearly, you don't know what disrespect is, because I'm not being disrespectful. But I can be, and I should have been, but I didn't. And so do what you want to do for the ones that you love. And like I said, crash out respectfully. Know what your intentions are. I send you love. I pray your strength. I pray for your peace. I pray that God will comfort you. I pray that God will be with you in whatever difficult decisions, situations, experiences that may arise in your life where you feel like you can't show up fully. May God give you the grace, the sustainability, and the integrity, and most of all, His love in your time of transition, of whatever you may go through. Until next time.